The homework was I have because I just to put you in context. The homework was I have to write
Homeworks.
not an essay, but about me and Ricardo, the cook, looking for heroin in Sherbrooke. Okay.
Did I tell you to write that?
I think someone yelled it or something like that.
So
or
someone yelled you and Ricardo.
there were two homework.
Looking,
it was
looking,
like 50 one pager of why is Eric Lapointe the best rock star in Quebec.
Yeah.
Which I'll do in
Next week.
next week or other episode. And the other was me and Ricardo looking for heroin in Sherbrooke.
Okay.
So I wrote
right.
something about that. It's like 3 pages.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But if at some point you are annoyed, you can. No, I'm not going to tell you to yell me shut up because you're going to do it and it's gonna ruin my confidence.
Anyway, it's going to be funny, and yeah. Even if everyone laughs at every joke, you're still not going to have confidence.
No, probably not. So the title is "What Happens in Sherbrooke Stays in Sherbrooke." Okay. So it goes like this. Last weekend, I went in Sherbrooke to see an old cousin that I hadn't seen for a long while. He told me that he needed some help and that I owed him from a previous good gesture he did for me. 12 years ago, I was in a Tim Hortons and I was missing money for a hot chocolate and he gave me 20 cents. And he said, if I'm ever in need someday, I know you'll be there for me too, dear cousin. So Friday, I hadn't spoken to him for a very long time, and he called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to use that favor you owe me. I need your help to steal heroin from a dangerous gang." I said to him, "Is that a fair demand in exchange for lending me 20 cents for a hot chocolate 12 years ago? Stealing heroin from a dangerous gang?" He said, "Yes, it's fair." I said, "Okay." That cousin is super convincing. So I went to Sherbrooke using Amigo Express. The driver picked me up at the Berry-UQAM subway station in a Suzuki Swift. When the driver arrived and opened the door, it was the famous cook Ricardo. I was super excited to see him. I said, "Hey, Ricardo, what a surprise. Do you recognize me?" He said, "Should I?" I said, "I'm a comedian on TV sometimes." He said, "Oh, really? Tell me a joke just to prove it." I said, "Okay. You know what's the difference between you and the chef Gordon Ramsay? If Gordon Ramsay needed $15 from Amigo Express, I would ask myself, what is wrong with his career? But you, I don't ask myself what is wrong with your career because I know what's wrong." Everything is wrong.
Everything is wrong.
Your professional decisions, your books, your recipes. He said, "What's wrong with my recipes?" I said, "First, you use too much pepper. You make me sweat a lot. You do to my face what I've heard you can't do to a pussy. Make it wet." Then I heard a voice in the back seat saying, "Oh, you do know him a lot." I turned around, I saw a woman, asked her, "Who are you?" She said, "I'm his wife. You are spot on. I've been dry down there for the past year." I said, "Have you considered plunging your pussy in a bath?" She said, sorry. She said, "I was talking about my sexual wetness, you idiot." I said, oh, sorry, I forgot because I've moved on from the witness discussion. She said, you've moved on? You've moved on? It was 9 seconds ago. I said, yeah, but I've moved on. I'm in another chapter of my life now. She said, what chapter? I said, a chapter named Ricardo's wife is so annoying. Ricardo said, wow, that's rude. Sorry. I said, I'm kidding. I like her a lot. So I asked her, what turns you on? Maybe we can get that witness back on. She said, I like bad boys. I like when guys do something criminal. I said, oh, I'm going to Sherbrooke to steal heroin from a dangerous gang. She said, really? Why? Because my cousin gave me 20 cents for a hot chocolate. She said, wow, that's so hot. I said, it was at the time, she said, so sorry. She said, wow, that's so hot. I said, it was at the time a very hot chocolate, I admit. I had to blow on it. It was too hot. She said, no, not the chocolate. I mean the heroin project. That's hot. I said, oh, that turns you on? She said, you have no clue. I said, who cares? Who plays Clue these days? That board game is obsolete. I have Monopoly, though. I have Monopoly. She said, wow, you are really dumb. Then Ricardo said, the stealing heroin turns you on, honey? She said, yes. Ricardo asked me, you need some help for the robbery? I said, of course. Ricardo's wife yelled, oh, baby, the dry days might be over. So when we arrived in Sherbrooke, my cousin texted me, the dangerous gang is transferring heroin at 4 o'clock in the back store of the Village des Valeurs. Bring a weapon because the dangerous gang's name is the gang that has more weapons than you. Very catchy name. So I asked Ricardo, do you have a weapon? He said, no, but I have a recipe book. His wife yelled, a recipe book? I'm drying again. Ricardo said, let's go, I'll fight them with my fists. I said, all right. So we arrived at the Village des Valeurs and Ricardo said to me, there, take my cell and film me on FaceTime while my wife watches me steal the heroin. I said, sure. So the next scene was spectacular. I hid and filmed in the back store as Ricardo knocked 13 members of the gang that has more weapons than you. He knocked 13 of them cold during their heroin exchange. Grabbed the heroin super impressively. I was in awe. In awe. I was in awe. I was in awe of Ricardo, and I was hearing that her wife was impressed too as she was yelling, oh my God, I've become the River Manicouagan. So we ran back to the car, and when we arrived at the car, Ricardo's wife was having sex in the back seat with the security guard from Le Village des Valeurs. Ricardo was in shock. He yelled, what are you doing? I've knocked 13 guys and stole heroin just so I could finally have sex, and this is the thanks I get. She said, sorry, honey. The scene was too much of a turn on, and the guard was in the parking, so I asked him, hey, you have condoms? He said, yes, so we had to do it. Then Ricardo said, but yes, he's not even wearing a condom right now. Je suis content qu'elle a marché, c'était là, je l'aimais bien. Okay. His wife said, I know, I took it off during because I realized that I am ovulating today and I want this man's child. Ricardo yelled, what does he have that I don't? His wife yelled, good timing? Sorry, that's the end. Sorry.